Hi everybody, it's David from Doctors of Running, and today we have a fun matchup head-to-head battle. Two maximalist shoes again in this category, both Rockard shoes. We have the New Balance SC Trainer, Super Comp Trainer if you're going with the full name. Stat sheet on this, we've got 47 millimeters of stack in the heel. We've got 39 millimeters of stack in the forefoot. That gives you an 8 millimeter drop, and the shoe comes in at 11 ounces. We have the Fuel Cell midsole, as well as the Energy Arc carbon plate. Other shoe on the docket today, we've got the Saucony Endorphin Shift 3.0. This comes in at 39 millimeters of stack in the heel, 35 millimeters of stack in the forefoot. That's a 4 millimeter drop platform. Power Run EVA midsole, no plate, and we're taking a look at 9.4 ounces. So we'll take a look at some of the similarities and some of the differences between these shoes. I think right off the bat, one of the major differences we're going to notice is one is traditional Power Run EVA, the other one is Fuel Cell. And so taking a look at one being a supercritical foam with a carbon plate and the other one being an EVA-based midsole with no plate. Now when we take a look at both of these shoes, they both have sharp rockers on them. Highly rounded heels with a solid rounding in the forefoot. If we take a look at both of them, they both have them. Now the SC Trainer is going to have a little bit less, but I think a lot of it is due to that plate design and that arc, as well as how compliant that Fuel Cell midsole is. When we take a look at the weight, it is a little bit noticeable. However, the SC Trainer does ride a lot faster than that 11 ounce mark, mainly because of, I believe, the plate and the critical compound of the midsole. You just have a lot more bounce off that forefoot, and the ride is much more lively than most shoes that are 11 ounces. So the shoe is pretty fun coming through. With that said, I think you feel pretty stable on foot for the most part. Lockdown is also pretty good. For both of these shoes, the lockdown, the width, everything is pretty darn similar. The materials are a little bit different. On the SC Trainer, it's a little bit more knit. That tongue is gusseted and wraps in, a little bit more of a stretchy type tongue there. But they both have a performance-esque feel to it. This one's more of an engineered mesh, kind of a little bit lighter with being the Shift 3. Good lockdown through the midfoot and just kind of light on foot. Everything about the Shift 3 feels just a little bit lighter overall. When we take a look at the geometry and the responsiveness on how they feel on foot, especially up front, they both have that rocker. Like I said, with the SC Trainer, you have a little bit more bounce. The Shift 3, you can feel that you're a little bit up and that drops a little bit lower. You just feel like you have a little bit more foam under that forefoot. Even though the SC Trainer has more midsole in the forefoot still, you just kind of feel a little bit higher up in the Shift 3. And you have that sharp toe spring that you just feel like you're rolling off of. So you have plenty of cushioning. The foam, there's plenty of it. Like, there's good cushioning when you land. It feels a little bit like a weird in-between of firm and soft. Because there's so much of it, it feels a little bit on the softer end, and they don't have that much outsole all around, so that also makes it feel a little bit softer on the landing. But it's still a little bit more rigid and just a little bit of a firmer compound overall. So the shoe relies a lot on the geometry, has a very fun rolling feeling up front. Whereas the SC Trainer, there's so much more foam, but it also compresses a lot, and you get a lot more bounce out of the forefoot. So it's really going to come down to what you want the shoe for. So they're both of these shoes for me are going to be time on feet type shoes. It's really going to depend on what I'm feeling for that day. So if I want to feel a little bit more alive and have a little bit more of that bounce up front, I might reach for that SC Trainer. If it's a day that I just literally want to fall into rhythm, forget about my pace, and just go for my run and feel like I'm just kind of rolling with it, I'm probably going to go with my Endorphin Shift 3. So both of these are solid options. I think they're probably going to be towards the top of the list in the maximalist category on pretty much everybody's list. It's really going to come down to what the runner wants. I would probably say if it's a width issue, the SC Trainer, they both fit very similar, but I would say it fits a little bit wider, a little bit more of an accommodating upper, where the Shift 3 is a little bit more of a streamlined performance-like upper. But either way, they're both training shoes. They both do great for long-distance runs. They both feel lighter on foot than what they're actually listed for, which is really cool. And yeah, we've got a fun lineup of maximalist shoes this year. I think it's really fun to see the shoe category for the maximalist designs just get a lot more lively and fun. So that's our New Balance SC Trainer, as well as our Saucony Endorphin Shift 3.